Hey, what's going on, everybody? So I was doing a little digging here this morning with my silver stripping solution, and I put these in last night, these couple of pieces here, and we are still chock full of silver. You can see a little bit of the copper on there. Maybe not. It's not zoomed in enough. So anyways, we're going to go after that silver. Now, I've got a couple ideas. I want to try, got my new beaker, my 5,000 milliliter. So I'm really excited about that. Break that in. So what I'm going to do is add, I don't know, roughly 1,500 milliliters of distilled water. And then we'll add the rest of that solution up. And I'm going to cement that. Well, I'm not going to cement it out yet. So I'm going to actually let it settle tonight. So, because there's a lot of tin at the bottom of that. And so I don't want to have to deal with the tin all at once. I'd like it to settle, and then I can slightly pour off the clean solution. We can hide the clean solution in another beaker until we get the rest of it cleaned out, and then we can go to cementing the silver out. So now, I was thinking last night, once I cement that silver out with copper, I should have copper sulfate. So what I'm going to do is evaporate that distilled water off. So we have 750 milliliters, just like we've got here. And then I think I'm going to try and recover that copper through electrolysis. And I'm curious to see if we could still reuse that solution then. Which would be a good test for the pieces that I have in there. So I'm not sure if the nitric would then free up and still be able to utilize that, or if it's all, if all the nitric is gone. I'm not quite sure on how that works. But either we'll have solution ready to roll again, or we'll have clean sulfuric acid that we can keep pushing forward with. I'm really not sure. So I kind of want to figure that out. Anyways, we'll go talk about this rinse water here. This is going to be a separate experiment. So this is like the biggest run I've done on this stuff yet. I was doing smaller, like just a couple of spoons. So the rinse water was a little different ball game. So you can see it's quite green in my solution here. So there's plenty of copper in my solution. But there's also, well, I can't say copper. I think the zinc is actually going in solution because there's cemented copper I can see kind of floating around. So this is going to be a mixture of copper and silver chloride. Cemented copper and silver chloride. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to get my silver chloride out of this. Which also brings me up for another experiment I've wanted to try, is ammonia. I want to see if I can do a couple of ammonia rinses on this, put that silver chloride back in solution, and see if we can get it back out from the ammonia. And then I should have actually really nice, clean copper cement in there. Anyways, let's get on to this. Let's see here. The real question is, do I have enough distilled water? I'm a little low, so we might have to put this on hold until the end of tonight, but I think I'll just short. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and add this in here because it's actually probably gonna be a little less than 750, so I'm sure we'll be okay. What I'm gonna do before I actually go into the filtering is I'll just take a little bit just to make sure that we've got it diluted enough so that I'm not eating the filter paper instead of just going ahead and dumping the whole thing in there and creating a big mess. So alright, let me clean up the area a little bit. I'm going to get rid of rinse water. We'll put that off for another day. And I'm going to go ahead and just take the rest of this silver plate out and we'll go from there. Alright, I'll show you this process here. Nothing that's very interesting, but and you can see everything. And let's see. Yeah, so we dropped well below 750. So we're probably at like six something. So we should have enough to at least double. Pour this in nice and slow. Acids into water, never water into acids. I'm just going to do little bits at a time here. I'm going to take my glove off. I want to make sure that this isn't going to get screaming hot, because that exothermic reaction from sulfuric acid into water. Alright, perfect. No temperature rise. I suppose I could use my 85 degrees, 86 degrees. Nothing to worry about. 30 degrees Celsius. Alright. Oh, we had some leftover nitric there. Wonder if my sulfuric got a little full. Cool. I wonder if it's hiding in that tin. It must be. Yeah, because I haven't stirred that in quite some time, as you could tell. Well, see, it's a good thing I went with the 5,000. I'm also curious if that's instead of tin, if that's actual like silver crystals. The sulfuric got a little full. Because if it was tin, I would have a bunch of it on the bottom. And it looks like my solution here, the distilled water, is actually fairly clear. That's why you want a vent hood. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know what that is. Alright. This is where it gets interesting, because I don't want to spray that. Let's see. Just going to pour some of this back in there. .100 degrees. So she's definitely got a little reaction. Oh, that was a terrible idea. We've got copper bits in there with cement silver now. Alright, so we're going to have a little bit of cement silver. Not fun, not fun. Terrible idea. Alright, I think I got the rest of the copper out of there though. Back in we go. Just keep going back and forth. Trying to settle down with the rinse waters. Alright. Go ahead and put that beaker away. Alright, now I'm going to let this settle here. And I'm going to go ahead and put these back in my, along with that silver plate. Because now these are kind of plated with cement silver. We eat that back up. And I made just a little bit of a mess. Alright, well, I'll get you back in here when we got this settled out. And then we'll go to filter it. That actually doesn't look like as nearly as much physical material there on the bottom as I was expecting there to be. So I'm curious if, like I was saying before, if that's some of that was silver crystals that kind of fell out of solution just because of the sulfuric was saturated. And I wonder if they went back into solution when we added that distilled water. But it also could be just because it's a quite a bit bigger beaker that it looks like less. So we'll find out when we go to filter that bad boy off. Alright, so getting back to this guy, it hasn't settled yet. It's only been a couple of minutes. I was upstairs thinking to myself, we had cement silver, and now we don't. I didn't see any of it pouring back and forth. So I imagine there's quite a bit of leftover nitric in there. Now we have it diluted with the sulfuric in there as well. So I can't use it as just a stripper anymore. So what I'm going to do is just put some sterling in there. See if we can utilize the rest of it. Just so that when we go to cement our silver out, we're not getting tons of it. So let me see here. Grab a glove quick. So I imagine we're going to put this in and it's just going to get a pretty good reaction. Maybe not. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got reaction. Well, sweet. We still have a dang near whole bracelet. So if there was any leftover nitric, it was very little amount. So this is all settled now, so we can go ahead and move on to our filtering. All right, let's filter this big bad boy here. Let's see. Let me grab my gloves quick. All right, we're going to take this out. Oh yeah, it looks like we did eat a little bit. Very little amount. See if we can get this under 1,000 anyway. Perfect. I don't know what the fumes are coming from. That's really weird. You know, we had that, I had that in there for 6 hours, 7 hours, maybe actually probably closer to 8 hours. And there's nothing really eating off of it besides a couple of these little guys here. That's it. I don't know, we'll figure that out as soon as we go to put it into our, put some copper in there. I'll tell you that. Let's see. I got a coil made up already, so we're just going to go ahead and reuse this coil. Bam. Go ahead and set that in there. Alright, well, this is coming out really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the beaker, a separate beaker, so I can go ahead and focus on the rest of this stuff, because this stuff right here is going to take a minute. That's got all of that, I believe it's tin on the bottom there. So when I get everything done and filtered, I will bring it back for introducing the coil and re-cementing it out. Alright, nice crystal clear. This is back in my 3,000 milliliter beaker. We're just about wrapped up with this section here, so I'm going to go ahead and finish that. We'll go ahead and pour that into the 3000, and we'll start the cementation process. Hopefully we can get a good bunch here. Get my gloves on quick. I may have to run to the store and get some distilled water tomorrow. I'll get a couple gallons, I think. I usually get 3, but with this extra burner, I've been really going to town with these processes. I also need to pick up some more tubing because they keep breaking, and I want to get 3 separate ones so I don't have to keep passing them around between all 3 flasks. So alright, let's go dump the rest of this in here. Alright. And give the flask a good little rinse. See if we can get the rest of our silver out. And there we go. Alright, time of reckoning. Grab my coil. And we'll put it on the inside here. Boom. Inside it goes. Well, now I'm a little confused because we don't have a cementation, but it looks like we got dissolving. So I'm not sure if the leftover nitric is just eating the copper right now, which I imagine is the case. But I don't understand why we didn't have any reaction with the sterling. Well, we'll find out tomorrow. If I think I'm going to put a couple extra pieces of copper in here just in case this gets eaten up. because tomorrow I want to clean it up and weigh it up, see how much we got. Alright, there it starts to go. But yeah, I think we definitely have leftover nitric in. Because if you look, I just moved it. They start to float up, and that's definitely the bubbles being caught. Let's see here. For a test, let's go ahead and put this on. See if it turns orange. Which it's not. I don't know. This is really confusing. Yep, definitely leftover nitric. So as soon as I put the white background there, we can see the fumes coming out. So that's all right. We'll eat up that copper, and we'll get all that silver cemented back out. Call it a day. Good morning, everybody. All right, so the solution's a little dark, so we can't really see exactly what we got going on in here. So I'm going to go ahead and start filtering this out. What I'm going to do is just hook up my flask again, and this is going to take a couple of times. Anyways, I'm going to have to drain this out after I filter it out. Just put that right, I can't say I'm going to put that right in my stock pot because I want to save this. Let's see here. I've got the flask that I used yesterday, or the beaker, excuse me. Let me grab my goggles. And my gloves here. Alright. And, ooh, jumping the gun a little bit. Jumping the gun a little bit. Alright, like that. The most important part about filtering something is the filter. Load that up a little bit. Alright. Catch any of that silver, or as much of that silver as possible. Put my clothes back on here. And I'm going to try to keep this stuff at the bottom, but as you know, we always lose a little. So I'm going to hope to catch that little bit. Let that settle. Alright. Well, we're not losing any silver. We're collecting it in the filter, so that's good. I'll get you back when I got the rest of this in here. Or maybe when we got most of the solution off and we can see exactly what we got at the base. Alright, there's our silver. This is a 3,000 milliliter beaker. Let's see what we got. Alright, we're just going to evaporate the moisture off, get a good weight on it. Alright, so we've made it. That solution, not a lot of silver. Look at this. Not a lot at all. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing the silver plate unless I get it for almost free. Because we've got not a whole lot of silver there. So, let's get a weight on it. What I have noticed, though, is that the spoons that I've been getting, like the flatware, silver-plated flatware, has been giving me a much better yield than this stuff. I didn't record it. I'll do another batch of it. I still have tons of that. Here, I'll actually send you a quick clip. So here's all my silver plate that I have to do yet. And the last time I did 25 of these spoons, like this size. I just folded them like that to fit in the graduate of the cylinder. And I got 13 grams of silver. So I believe there's a much better coating on the silverware versus the silver plated platters and stuff. So I still have quite a bit to do. I'm going to tackle it, but I think I'm going to save these for reverse electroplating. All right, anyways, back to getting a weight on here. And I didn't do a bunch of rinses on this, so I know I didn't lose a lot, if any, silver. I don't think the rest of that's going to add up at all. Let's see. I got a couple pieces that made it onto the bench. You always wipe the bench off before so you know exactly what you got going on here. And let's see. Not that those minuscule things are going to do anything. 9.4 grams. Not a lot. Silver is silver, and it all adds up, right? But we have to make sure we outweigh the acids that we use. So the way I'm going to see if I can save this is I'm currently evaporating the original solution. So like right here, this used to be 2,000 milliliters. I've got it down to 1,500, actually a little less. And then I'm going to go reverse electrolysis, actually not reverse electrolysis, regular electrolysis, and see if I can plate out all of my copper in here, free up those acids again. Now, I know you can boil it off after that and catch the nitric again, but I don't know if I'm going to get into all of that right now. I think what I'm going to try and do is go for the silver plated spoons and flatware that I have, just to see if we can reuse this solution and collect our copper back, because that'll help. That'll help our profits big time, especially if we're getting this stuff little to nothing, and we have the potential to reuse our stuff. So I'll keep you posted on that. But for now, that's what I got. Hey, we're working closer to a kilo. We'll get there eventually. I haven't weighed this in a long time yet, but this ball jar is just about full to the top. We'll get that in here. There we go. It's official now. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. But that solution, it works really well. Now, the items that I had didn't have a thick silver plate by any means, because I had 4,070 grams of silver plated items to start with, and we had 9.5 grams at the end. So, not a very good yield, but silver. Now, this way worked really well for stripping it, but my concern is that it's expensive, right? So I would hate to have to remake that solution for 9.5 grams, because that probably doesn't even pay for the acids I used, by any means, long shot. But if this next experiment works, where I can pull those metals out of solution and reuse the solution, then we might be onto something. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm in the process of evaporating it down. I think I'm at like 1,400 or 1,300 milliliters. Got to get it down to like 700 milliliters, and then I know I've got most of the distilled water out, and we can go into the electroplating process. So I'm really excited about that. I'm looking forward to making videos on that, whether it works or it doesn't. If it doesn't work, I'd like you guys to know, so you're not wasting your time. And if it does work, hey, there you go. It might be another option for you. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, hold on. winners, 600 giveaway winners. I've got 1 email from you guys. I need 2 more out of the 3. So please give me those emails so I can get that stuff out to you. We'll see how it goes, but if I don't hear from you, I don't know, let's give it a week, maybe 2. We're gonna repoll for that. So, all right. So please give me those emails so I can get you your stuff. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.